Thank you for joining the CMTX training. In this training, we will talk about pairing Excel with your catalog management and making updates to your site through spreadsheets. To access the CMTX main page, you will on the main page of your console, you will click on Open next to CMTX. And the next page that displays is the main CMTX page. Here you'll be given the options to download or upload inventory, your inventory backup, and your glossary. In this scenario, we're going to download inventory that is on your site already. So you can select download the inventory based on filters, and you will have an option of a variety of filters. You may select those based on your needs at the moment. In our scenario today, we're going to have an imaginary sale on all Traeger products. So we're going to select brand, model, regular price, reduced price, price qualifier, liquidation. If this were a feed brand, which Traeger is not, you would also select lock, and that would prevent feeds from making changes to items on this list. Then we can open our brand filters and unselect all of the brands, and then come over here and just select Traeger. We do not need to worry about our category filters because, as I mentioned, we're going to have the sale on all Traeger products that are on the site. And then we will click Generate CSV. Now we have the CSV open. I'm going to spread these out a little bit so they're easier to read. And as you can see, we have our regular price. We do not have a reduced price yet. We have our liquidation, and then we have our price qualifier. If we're having our sale and putting everything at 50% off, we can easily create a multiplier based on the regular price. Now everything is 50% off. You can hover over in the right-hand bottom corner and double click, and it's going to apply that rule to every item in that column. We also might want to display these on our clearance center on our site, in which case we would use the liquidation field, and we would put a Y or a 1, and then again double click here to put that in every field. And then the price qualifier, which you likely recall is an area to put a little bit of additional text about the product. It's a good way to promote your sale. So you can say 50% off on all Traeger products. And again, you can put that on all of your items with a double click. Now that you've made all of the changes that you would like to make on this page, you're going to save it. If you are on a Windows machine, you would save it as a CSV, comma delimited. If you are on a Mac, you will save it as a CSV. I'm going to rename this one so that way we can find it easily. Traeger sale. And it says a CSV because I'm on a on a Mac. And then we can close it and then come to upload inventory. Browse. We have our Traeger sale. Double click on that and check changes. This will not apply the changes to your site. It's just checking to make sure it understands what the changes are. If it doesn't understand something, it will ask you or it will give you an error message, in which case you can revisit the spreadsheet, make whatever changes you need, or you can take screenshots, send it to the service team at service@tailbase.com, and we'll take a look and see what suggestions we have. Okay, so as I said, it's going to list the changes that it sees. It's got the 50% off, it has the new price. And we can scroll down to the bottom and apply changes. It will tell you that it's been successful. And if we come over to the site and come into brands and then Traeger, We see the previous price, the new price, the 50% off on all Traeger products. Your customers can now purchase this item on the site with the new price. I'll give you a moment to jot down any questions you might have for the team while I return to the CMTX menu. Okay, our next section will talk about uploading new inventory. You may have received a price list from a manufacturer. You may have received an invoice in spreadsheet format from a manufacturer. You might use a POS in your store and want the POS to match what's displaying on your site. As long as it's an Excel spreadsheet, you can manipulate those to upload here. We're going to look at our price list. We have a GE price list to look at. And enlarge that and make it a little bit easier to read, not that big. Right off the bat, we know we can remove a lot of these columns and fields that we don't need. So we can make these changes, remove the areas that we don't need, and then focus on adding the prices and getting those fields corrected to match our tool. The tool will not recognize items or fields that are named differently than what the tool would be. As an example, this MSRP column, the tool doesn't recognize MSRP. It would be regular price. The brand we can keep. Go to and cost is not necessary for us to use. You could use the cost if you didn't have a price to create a multiplier and add a regular price. And the promos and retails, if you choose not to use them, you can remove them or you can mark them as reduced price if it's a sale item, but we're not going to use them here. If you wanted to have a reduced price, you could do so here, create a multiplier as we did in the previous example. If you want to have just the regular price, which we'll do for this example, you can keep it there. So we've removed everything that is unnecessary. We have the models, the brand, the regular price. We will save that as a CSV or CSV comma delimited, depending on our operating system. Rename it as GE example. Over here, upload the inventory. Find our GE example and check changes. And we have an error. Typically, this happens when it doesn't recognize something or there's a field that is confusing or it doesn't know what a tool is. When this happens, just simply take a screenshot, send it our way, and we can take a look at it. If you aren't sure of what fields to use or what fields to rename, we do have a glossary here that can help you understand what each field title is, or you can always look at the download inventory filters, and these are the areas that the tool recognizes. Our next section is going to talk about how to remove items. So we had a Traeger sale, it was very successful, and we're ready to remove the items that sold out as well as put all of the pricing back. So we're going to reopen our Traeger sale. And we want to remove our price qualifier. As I mentioned, we have ended a sale, so we don't want to continue promoting it. We want to remove it from the liquidation. And we want to remove the reduced price. Now, it's very important that we not just replace the reduced price field with zeros, because then the items will be priced at zero. So you want to make sure that this field is blank. As I mentioned, our imaginary sale, we sold out of a few items. So we can click in the field with remove, and next to the items that we've sold out of and no longer sell, we can type remove in all caps, and it will remove the items in that field. And then once again, we will save it as a CSV, comma delimited, or a CSV. And then once again, we will upload it. And then it has the items to change. If we want to apply those changes, we can apply them. It has the items that we'll remove. We can apply the changes. If we realize we've made a mistake, we want to go back and put it back the way it was prior. We do save the last 10 updates here in the inventory backup. If that's the case, you can access your previous file and do whatever you need to do to that and then re-add it up. This concludes the CMTX training. If you have additional questions, please reach out to us at service@tailbase.com and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Thank you. Have a great day.